For the past 2 years, Jocko Fuel has been the only supplement I've consumed. It's helped me stay in shape now that my competitive career is finished. If you've been waiting to try Jocko, the wait is over. Jocko has now teamed with Walmart, bringing clean fuel to the entire nation. Jocko Fuel is loaded with all the good stuff and none of the bad. And I'm talking no added sugars, no artificial sweeteners, and absolutely no gray area or banned substances. Just pure, clean fuel to power your performances. Jocko Fuel is now available in Walmart nationwide. Products available at your local Walmart are Jocko Malt, ready to drink, Jocko Malt powder, and Jocko pre-workout. How convenient. Guys, the time is now. Consider trying some of my favorites like Jocko Go and Jocko Hydrate. You can even do it online. Use code CHAEL30 at JockoFuel.com or just stop by your local Walmart and get your hands on some Jocko ASAP. Don't wait, might not last. Fuel up with Jocko Fuel and crush your goals. Now there's no excuse for not having clean fuel. Guys, I want you to go get Jocko Fuel today at Walmart. Conor McGregor, what will his legacy be? I got asked this by my buddy Ryan today. He said, what would Conor's legacy be? Because Conor's going in all sorts of directions. In fact, I came in here with a spoof piece to make you guys laugh. I was going to put out a headline, Conor McGregor signs to fight Sonny Liston on Mars. MMA Media begins asking for comp tickets, right? Just because the level of silliness that some of this stuff has gone in, and it's almost how you view Conor. And we all are guilty in this sport of, what have you done for me lately? What specifically did you do last? And that's the way it's always been. Tim Sylvia, way back, the Giant, brought this to everybody's attention. He says, you're only as good as your last fight. And we all had to be told that to go, yeah, he's right. Because he's talking to us, the fans. Like, yeah, we're guilty of that. We don't remember anything else you did. Oh, you were never that good in the first place because you didn't look good in your last fight. Or it's over. You had a good run, but it's over because of how you looked in your last fight. So I say it because you would be very misguided if you're a new fan. And there is such an influx of new fans. From when Conor got rocking and rolling this to now, it is such a different fan base. Let me give you guys an example. I fought on the same card with Conor in 2012. Going into that, it was Conor's second fight. They gave him a very easy opponent. They gave him the youngest guy on the roster. The young man out of Hawaii. Couldn't tell you the gym he's out of. Couldn't tell you his trainer. Couldn't even tell you his training partners. Just a young guy from Hawaii. His name was Max Holloway. Right, but that's one of the biggest pieces of Conor's story. Dana has only publicly said for 4 athletes in his entire career that dates back to 2001, I'm building him. Building is an interesting word that is synonymous with carry. I am carrying this guy. I am going to get him to a certain point. I'm going to give him favorable matchups. I'm going to shine him up. I'm going to show him off. Dana's only said it 4 times. The second time he ever said it, he ever publicly admitted that, was with Conor. Huge part of Conor's story. Because while they were getting Conor these easy fights against guys like this Hawaiian kid, the what gym is it again, with Max Holloway, they were also getting him guys, Hilljacks from Louisiana named Dustin Poirier. Juiced up, crazy karate-style kickboxing Dennis Seaver. I mean, they were really hard fights. It's a big part of Conor's story. So, okay. Along the way, guys, that was in 2012. I want to put this in perspective for you. It was Conor's second fight ever. His first fight ever he had got of the night bonus. His second fight ever. He was an undercard. He was the main event of the undercard, but they had a contest. They had a Conor McGregor look-alike contest. I got to the press conference. I don't know who Conor McGregor is. I have heard this name. Kenny Florian and Michael Bisping had both told me about this guy from Ireland named Conor McGregor. But when I get to the press conference is when I find out that they're holding a Conor McGregor lookalike contest. There's a whole sea of people dressed as Conor McGregor. And this is back when the gimmick, he didn't have any money, so he's doing like the best he can with something off the rack, and the bow tie was a big part. Like the bow tie and the sunglasses was the extent of the gimmick. He had all these people dressed up. I couldn't believe it. You couldn't do that for a main event fighter right now, okay? This was his second fight. But I want you to understand the year of 2012. Why? Because during COVID, was that, guys, when was that, 2020? Parts of 2019? into 21. Am I right there in that phase? The UFC gained 60% to their audience. 67%. Exact numbers, right? ESPN has them. The exact numbers of new influx of fans was 67%. You have never seen a live gate since COVID that looks anything like it. You've never seen more programming. You've never seen more sponsors. Dana spoke about this. Dana never gives those numbers up. He spoke about this after the Fight of the Sphere. And he said, I think if we got new fans tonight, we're going to keep them because it was such an incredible event. And then he shared the number. But understand, 2012 is when Conor debuts. His second fight, he's over. He's popular, right? They're doing this whole thing. He's a big, big deal. But 67% brand new fans, which means unless they watch something archived, they've never even seen Conor McGregor fight. Could you imagine that? Let's round up to 70. 70% of a building has never seen Conor fight. 70% of the bar that gets together to watch the fight has never seen Conor McGregor fight. Think of that, though. Because it's relevant to Ryan's question when he's asking me, how will Conor be remembered? What will his legacy be? You've got all of these new fans that have never seen him fight. They just know the talk. They know there's something here. I've heard about this guy, right? They were in the same spot now, wanting to see this guy fight. Very curious, wanting to see this guy fight. They're in the same spot as I was in 12 when I got Bisping and Florian telling me, hey, man, there's this guy. There's this guy from Ireland. He's the real deal. Okay. So if you keep that in mind, it is a very fair point, right? I feel like there was a point within Ryan's question, and the point was, have we forgotten how great he was? I don't believe I'm going to get a debate by any reasonable fan, which, right, you're all Eagles. You come to class over here each day with Professor Chael. I don't think I'm going to get an argument that 145 and 155 are the most difficult weight classes in the sport, not just the company UFC, in our entire industry. And by the way, always have been. From the time they were formed, they were harder than divisions that had already been established. Great athletes that are big guys, they just don't go into fighting. They just don't. You get a good athlete that goes into fighting. You got a guy like Anthony Joshua. Go get an Olympic silver medal for his country. Go win a bunch of world championships. He's made for a poster. He's a big, beautiful body, right? He's a really good athlete. Anthony Joshua could have gone, played for the Tennessee Titans. Could have gone and played for the Patriots somewhere. You don't have a lot of that in fighting. Well, you do at those other weight classes because the guy that weighs 145 or 155 pounds, they don't have a spot on the starting line for him. He's not going to be swooping past LeBron, dunking a basket. You get these great athletes. Conor was the champion of both divisions simultaneously. That is insane. To become the champion, okay, he had to beat the greatest 45-pounder to ever live. And prior to Jose Aldo, the greatest 45-pounder was Uriah Faber. Uriah Faber fought Jose. Uriah will openly tell people, I have handed the crown. Okay, Conor had to beat him, and he ended up doing it in 11 seconds. He parlays that into one of, I tell you, the greatest 45-pounder ever in Jose Aldo. He parlays that into one of the baddest dudes I have ever met in Eddie Alvarez. And he did it at Eddie's weight. And he did it with a bit of a mystique and a fear around him that did not penetrate Eddie Alvarez. Eddie did not give a damn what Conor had done before, had done at 145, right? I mean, this is Eddie Alvarez, and they're in his backyard. Conor McGregor, you know how good he was? Conor McGregor has won so many world championships that he forgot one. Did you know he has a trademark on Champ Champ? So I can't believe they gave him a trademark, by the way, but he registered it. He owns the term Champ Champ. He's the one that coined it. He's the one that brought it to our industry. I must tell you, I've heard the word champ, but I have never actually heard Champ Champ, so I guess that is his phrase. He's not a Champ Champ. He's a Champ Champ Champ. He forgot that he won the interim championship. I was there. I watched his fight with Chad Mendez. I watched Sinead O'Connor sing him to the ring. He forgot. He didn't trademark it. He only trademarked Champ Champ. Do you realize how interesting that is? Dana White had come out and said Conor McGregor is the pound-for-pound greatest fighter in the world. He took that, he parlayed it against the greatest boxer that sport has ever seen, and went 30 minutes with him. I mean, but that's Conor. And the other stuff that you're seeing, and a guy that isn't willing to let go of his identity, and a guy that loves his craft so much, he's hanging in there even in the hard times. deserves to be recognized, but that's not the part if you want to spin the story that should be remembered. Conor McGregor was truly, truly, perhaps the best fighter that's ever done this.